Right. So I started recording this session, so you don't need to worry. So after completing this session, I will definitely send you this recordings to you. Okay. Yeah. So first we need to understand what is this entity. Entity is basically a class. Okay. So entity is basically a class. So what is the purpose of that class? By creating the object for that class, you can store data. So that is what is the purpose of the entity. Okay, so entity is basically a class which is useful for storing data. Okay, now let me ask you one simple question. I will just enable video for only a few candidates. Okay, I will try to ask you the question here. Okay. Right, maybe I'll ask Kailash or maybe Lokesh will be best. Okay. Yeah, so it doesn't mean that Kailash is not best. No, I just want to ask question to Kailash, sorry, Lokesh only. Right, Lokesh, ready? Unmute and ready. Say ready.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, happy for that. Yeah. So now the question here is, you learned C sharp language, right? So what will be there inside a class in C sharp?
There is a methods.
Right.
Methods.
Right, very good. So class will be having variables and methods. Correct or not correct?
Yes,
So
sir. It's an
very,
entity.
yeah. So variables will be useful for storing data, and methods will be useful for performing work, doing work. That is what we have learned in the C sharp language. Now,
Yes, sir.
currently I am talking about entity. What is that entity? Entity is also a class, but entity will be having only variables, right? There will be no methods because it can't do any work. Okay, entity is designed solely for storing the data. It is not designed for doing work, and hence entity is basically a class using which you can store data. I hope you understood the point. Yes or no? Right. Okay,
Yes,
now
sir.
so tell me, what is entity? Entity is a class using which you can store data. So entity is a class which contains only variables. Okay, now remember, as per the industry standards, as per the industry standards, when you are declaring variables inside the class, it is strongly recommended to declare the variables as private variables. And whenever you declare a private variable inside the class, you cannot be able to read and modify the data present in that variable. Okay, so since you cannot be able to read and modify data present in the variable, obviously you will be using property. Okay, what you will be using? You will be using something called as property. Okay, so remember, you can able to declare a property even without declaring private variable. Normally when you declare a private variable, you can create a property, but is it possible to create a property without declaring a variable? Yes or no? Maybe I'll choose no. Okay, I'll ask this question to Kritika. Tell me, Kritika. Unmute and talk, please. Unmute.
Sir?
Yeah, question is it possible to declare a property without creating a private variable? Normally, when you create a private variable, obviously you will be declaring a property. That we know. Now the next question here is it possible to declare a property without creating a variable? Obviously, answer is yes. That is by using auto implemented property. Are you aware of that auto implemented property? Directly in the property definition, you will write get semicolon and set semicolon. You will not write any private variable. You will not write body for the getter, and you will not write the body for the setter. So such kind of uh, uh, properties are technically called as auto implemented properties. Why I am talking about all these things? Because all these things are going to be used in the entity framework. So if it is not being used, obviously I would not have spoken about all those things. Correct? Right? So since it is being used in the entity framework, I am going to talk about all these things now. Yeah, right. Now, yeah, I just want you to very quickly recall how to declare the classes with only properties. Okay, so I'll just very quickly write the code. Now let us say I got a requirement of storing data related to one particular patient. Normally, I will be declaring the class like this. Observe. Now let us say your database table is having, okay. So now let us say in your DB, let us say there is a patient table. Let us say patient table is having, let us say patient table is having some columns, PID, F name, okay, L name, age, and then blood group columns. Okay, so you will be knowing the data types of these columns. So this will be integer, F name will be varchar, okay, and L name will be again varchar. Okay, I think you would have seen the structure of your database table. So age will be integer type, and again blood group will be varchar type. Okay, now what I will do here is I'll just try to create a entity class for storing one patient data related to the patient table or the data present in the patient table. So patient table can store n number of patients. Now my requirement is I want to create a entity for storing one patient data. Okay, how we will declare the class? It is simple. So one way is for every column present in your patient table, so declare a separate variable like this, private int underscore PID. Okay, so underscore is the normal representation, the industry standard for declaring the private variable, so that you will be knowing. Okay, so then you will be writing public int PID. Now can you help me in writing the getter and setter for this? Please help me. Get, what I will write inside the get? Return underscore PID. What next? Set underscore PID. Please tell me what next? Is equals to
value.
value. So very good. Okay. So this is how you will be writing a private variable, and this is how you will be writing the property. Okay. Now how many such kind of private variables you need to declare? Because each patient will be having 5 values. Correct. What are those 5 values? PID, F name, L name, age, and then BG. Okay, so obviously you need to declare 5 private variables and you need to declare 5 properties. Okay, so this code will become, you know, not good for looking. Okay, or maybe when you are implementing the code like this, so obviously you need to declare a private variable and you need to write a property. So is there any possibility to simplify this code? 100% yes. Okay, you can remove this private variable declaration, and even you can remove the implementation for the getter and setter. You put get semicolon and set semicolon. Okay, so when you do something like this kind of property, now this PID is a property, so this kind of property is technically called as auto implemented property. What is this property called as? Auto implemented property. Okay, so when you are declaring auto implemented property, you don't need to write the body for the getter and you don't need to write the body for the setter. Okay, you just need to write, even you don't need to write private variable also. All these things automatically compiler will create. Okay, when you create auto implemented property in your code, the compiler will create, during compilation time compiler will add private variable and compiler will write the code for getter and setter body, and hence your work will become simplified. Okay, so remember, wherever your work is becoming simplified, obviously, so that point of time, so you can able to do the development at a faster rate. Correct. So now you tell me very quickly how to implement the remaining properties. Okay, so I'll just write get semicolon and set semicolon in the same line. Okay, now tell me how many more properties I need to write? 4 more properties. Correct. Yeah, so 4 more properties we will be writing. Right, very good, very good, very good. So I'm happy. Actually, this mechanism will be very good. So when I ask the question, you type the answer there, so I can understand whether you understood or not. Okay, super. Yeah, right. Very good, very good. Yeah. Now I will go for string property. What must be its name?
F name.
F name. F name. Very good. Very good. So F name. F name. Similar way, Okay, I don't want to write this curly brackets also in the next line. I'll just put everything like this. Okay, even if possible, if possible, I will try to write something like this. So in single line, everything you will be getting. Okay, so similar way, similar way, I will write LM. Similar way, I will write int age. Okay, very good, very good. So similar way, you will be writing BZ, public string blood group. Okay, so something like this you will be writing your class. Now tell me, what is this type of class called as? See, this class is having only properties. So properties are useful for storing data. I don't have any methods over here. Okay, so what is this kind of class technically called as?
Entity.
Right, it is this one only called as entity. Okay, it is called as entity. Okay, so in different languages we will call these entities with different names. If you are learning MVC, so entity is technically called as model. Okay, so in other languages they will be calling it as, maybe other languages they will be calling it with different names. Even in some places they will call it as business object. Business object. Okay, so entity or business object or model, both are same ones, all are same one. Okay, so for each table, okay, in general, let us say your database is having 10 tables, so you need to create how many number of entities? Let us say you are dealing with a project which is having 10 tables, so how many entities you need to create? Obviously 10 entities.
10.
Everyone is answering the questions. Okay, very good. Okay, so for each table, each column, there will be one property. So each table, there will be one class. So that class is called as entity. Okay, so happy for your answers actually. Yeah, yeah. So this is the basic actually. Okay, so in the entity framework, you will be having basically entities. So now you understood what is the meaning of an entity. Now let us go ahead and understand how to use the entity framework and how it will eliminate the ADO.NET. Okay, so when you want to connect your database, you don't need to write SQL connection, you don't need to write SQL command, you don't need to open connection, you don't need to close, you don't need to do anything. Automatically data will be coming into your entities. Okay, so how we can able to achieve this? It is just simple thing. So let me show you how to do this by using one ASP.NET project. So let me open my Visual Studio. So in the Visual Studio, I'll create a file new project. I am going to create one ASP.NET project. Okay. So let me select type as ASP.NET web application. Let me name this one as AEF samples or .NET batch, maybe 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, whatever. Okay, so I just gave some name for the application. Now let me click on OK. So once I click on OK, so one more new window will be opened like this. So here make sure to select empty. Even don't select web forms, select empty, then click on OK. So once you click on OK, one new project will be created. So what type of project? Definitely it is ASP.NET
Yes.
project. Okay, ASP.NET project will be created. Okay, good. ASP.NET project will be created. Right, so project creation completed. Now, yeah, so this is just dummy screen which will be coming here. Just close it. Okay. Now, okay. Now, what is our first step? So our first step is, first let us move on with the known things. Okay. Now what I wanted to do here is, first I wanted to display the list of patients data available in the database table. First let me show you my database table. Okay. So go to SQL Server Management Studio. Yeah, I'll connect to my local data store. Let me click on connect. Cool. Now I'll go to one database. So sometime back I created some databases for DB 59, 60, 61, some batch. So here I write select star from patient. So patient table is available here. Okay, I just take. So some data is available here. Now I am going to use this patient table. Okay, for creating the entities. Okay, so now what I will do here is, I wanted to fetch the list of patients present in my database table and I wanted to display it to the users. So that is my requirement. Okay. So my requirement is, I want to fetch the data present in this patient table and I want to display it to the users in the tabular format. So that is my final requirement. Okay. How I can able to do that? I can do this by using creating a page over here. First, let me create the page. Yeah, yeah, we don't need to write ADO.NET code now. Okay, that is what is the whole point of the discussion, current discussion. Yeah, Sumesha, so we'll not be writing ADO.NET code now. Okay, we are going to eliminate that ADO.NET code. Okay, but before eliminating that ADO.NET code, first let me create the user interface. Okay, let me create the ASPX page. Right click and then click on add, then click on new item. So once I click on new item, so you can see list of items like this. So here let me select web form and I will give the name as patient list. Let me click on add. Now patient list will be created. Now I think all of you are aware of bootstrap styles, correct? Yes or no? Because you have done one project very recently. Yes. Okay. Yes, bootstrap styles are there. Okay, very good, very good, very good. Now what I will do, even my screen has to appear little good, so I just want to show good UI, good looking UI. So even in my code I am going to use the bootstrap. So what I will do is, I will go to bootstrap CDN. There are some good people in the internet, they have given this bootstrap file. You can able to directly reference from their website or maybe from their server. So I can directly go there. Yeah, so this is the path. I just reference to this path. Okay, now let me go to my application. Here in the header, I will write script src is equals to, sorry, I just copied this source src and then sorry, not script, right? It is link. Href is equals to, is it href or which tag it is? Which tag? Yeah, you have to help me. Right, href only. Href, yes, very good. Then I have to say that this is style sheet. Okay, how can I say that this is style sheet? Relative. Rel is equals to style sheet. Okay. So now I am referring to my bootstrap style sheet. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll create a table. Okay. I'll just apply some class equals to table, and then table, maybe alternative or something. I can table alternate. No, okay, let it be. Just let me apply table. So what I will do, so I will try to fetch all the patient table data and I will display it in my table like this. Okay, but before displaying directly like this, I'll just take one UI template. Okay, so that it will be appearing good. Okay, so I'll just take some bootstrap style sheet. Okay, I'm just taking div container. Anyhow, this is not part of our entity framework. Okay, this is just bootstrap, which you can able to understand very easily. And if you want to align it properly, you just write, remove this last tag. Why the alignment is not coming properly? Is there any way to align? Anyone knows how to align? Proper alignment has to come. Control K. Okay, very good. Control K. Not coming. Control K. Okay. So let it be like that. Yeah. Control A will allow me to select. Okay, Control A. Okay.
The right click,
Yeah.
format selection.
All right, very good. It is coming. Who is that?
Ravi, sir.
Punit.
Ravi.
Ravi. Okay, you saved my life today. Okay, otherwise I would have spent a lot of time in doing all those things. Okay, very good, Ravi. Thank you. So where are you, Ravi?
Sir.
I'm not able to see you actually.
No, sir.
Ravi Kumar. Right. Very good.
Yes, sir.
Now I understand.
Thank you, sir.
Good. Okay. Okay, so I'll just use list of patients here. List patient. Okay, see, nothing related to entity framework. As of now, I am still designing that UI. So inside the card body, I will try to create the table. So my table has to come here. Okay, so my table has to come here. But later we will do. Okay, so table, all those things we'll do it later. But as of now, I'll just use some ID for this third body, and I'll say run not equal to server. So if I don't say run not equal to server, anyhow this ID will not be available in my .aspx.cs. So I want .aspx.cs. Okay. So now here, what I need to do here is, first we need to get list of patient's data and display using a table. That is what we need to do. Okay. Now table is ready, means database table is ready. I have to fetch that patient table data and I have to display it in the tabular format in my UI. Okay, that is what is our next requirement. Anyhow, the session is going to end because 40 minutes about to near. Now what I'll do, I'll just share one more link with you. Okay, I'll just stop the meeting. I will share one more link with you. So make sure to join first. Okay, we'll continue. I'll be waiting for you. So make sure to join first and just share.